Greetings, it's Ian from RTO here. Welcome to another Picks and Mix. Well, on a Thursday we mix it up and we do a different thing every week. And this week it is in the camera's view, where we look at some of the DVDs and VHS videos that have come out. Some of them have been made into albums, some haven't. Now this one is definitely a CD album as well. And it is, of course, Ultravox and the Return to Eden. Now, Ultravox are a great band formed in the mid-70s with John Fox, where they were more of a post-punk band. And when he left, in came Midge, and they became a new romantic new wave band with a very distinctive sound. Midge left, they carried on, split up, and then they reformed with that classic lineup. This is where this is recorded. So the classic lineup, of course, to me, is Billy Currie on the keyboards and violin and viola, Warren Cann on the drums, Chris Cross the bass and synths, and Midge guitar, synths and lead vocals. Now, Return to the Eden was part of that first reunion tour, and this was recorded on the 30th of April 2009 at the Roundhouse in London, and it was released a year later in 2010. So, opening track, this one probably one of the best instrumentals. It's Astradyne. I love this. One of my favourite tracks off the Vienna album. I love Billy Currie's violin, but live this actually comes alive. It's absolutely a terrific track. Then comes one of their singles, Passing Strangers. Really good live. The guitar work sounds a lot crisper, like most tracks do when they are live. It's just a classic song from Midge and Midge Ultravox, and Midge sounds great on it. Then we have We Stand Alone, which is one of the best tracks off the Return to Eden album, and it even sounds better live. The keyboard work from Billy Currie on this is just absolutely brilliant. Then we get Mr. X. This is very atmospheric live track from Vienna. I love the vocal. On the original, you've got Warren Cann doing the sort of speaking bit, and he sounds wonderful live. Absolutely terrific live this track is. Then we get another of the big hits, Vision in Blue. Now, I was never a big fan of this on the studio version, but I love this version. It's a great song. It's a great vocal from Midge. Absolutely terrific. Next up, The Thin Wall. Now, this is another of their singles. Great song. I like this song, always have. I love the backing vocals on this. It's Chris Cross and Warren Cann. Just another classic from Ultravox. Then we go into one of the deep cut tracks off the Raging Eden album, I Remember Death in the Afternoon. This sounds a lot heavier live. The bass line from Chris Cross is absolutely killer on this. I've always liked the track, but I do like the live version better. Raging Eden is the next track, the title track of the Raging Eden album, of course. I was never really keen on the studio version, but I think this is the definitive version of it. It is absolutely brilliant. Then we get Lament. Very dull on the album, but the live version has got more atmosphere, ambience. Really is good live. I really enjoy that track now. One Small Day. Now this is really heavy live. The guitars are great. The great riff from Midge is brilliant. That boomy bass from Chris. Warren's drums are really good. Then we get All Stood Still. Now, I've always liked this from when I first heard it. It sounds even better now. He's got all that modern technology to play with as Billy Currie, and he's got some of the sounds that were originally on the album. Now, I've heard this live from the day, and it didn't have the same punch as this version. Absolutely brilliant version of this. Next up, Your Name Has Slipped My Mind. Never been a fan of this. I still don't really like it. Then, of course, we get the brilliant Vienna. This is the definitive version of this. Again, it should have been number one. Just an absolutely superb song. And Midge can still hold his notes. Absolutely superb. Then we get Reap the Wild Wind, another classic single. I think this is again probably the definitive version of it. It's got more depth than the album version. I do love that. Dancing with Tears in My Eyes. Brilliant song. Much heavier live. Again, the definitive version of this song. Then we get Him. It's a bit like this is quite an extended version, but it's the definitive version of this song for my books. The guitar work on this is Midge is on fire, not just on the guitar but on the vocals. Then we get one of my favourite tracks by Ultravox, and it's Sleepwalk. Again, I've heard other versions of this live, and it lacks something, but this has got so much new technology that they've used to bring these songs alive. Absolutely killer version. And then it ends with this track that always is brilliant live, The Voice. There's so many good versions of this. The one for Monument in the day was brilliant, but this is absolutely killer. At the end, of course, we get Chris, Billy and Midge join Warren on the drums. The best bit of this though is Billy Currie's keyboards on it. Absolutely brilliant. The crowd play their part singing the chorus. It's a brilliant way to end a concert. It's absolutely terrific. And then on the DVD, you don't just get the thing, you get a documentary, and it's called Building Eden, the Reformation documentary. I always love these sort of documentaries on DVDs. It goes from when they first met up for the first time together in the same room for 23 years and how they prepare for the show. There's a little bits from the show. It's a fascinating story, and it just proves what great musicians they are. You know, they did another tour and then they called it a day. And the thing is, when they called it a day, everybody was happy and on good terms. So, just like the album, this is a fantastic DVD. I love watching this. What I like about it, it's well put together. There's no stupid cuts. Once you get onto the concert, it's just the concert. I think it captures this band very, very well. It's my favourite live album, and this is a great DVD. It's out there on YouTube. As always, I will put the full link to the show in the comments, but I'll pick some of my favourite bits from the show in the playlist. So I'm going to give this an RTO ranking of 9.5. Okay then, that's all for today, but don't forget tonight we have got the live stream, and if you're a Ultravox fan, do you want to put one of their albums in for the greatest album of all time in Battle Royale? Go and watch the video, or just go to this video with this thumbnail and put it in. So we got plenty of time. It's 17th of September is the closing date for your entries, and we will start the battles in October. Okay, tomorrow we have got a live album ranking, and we're going to be looking at Sammy Hagar's live albums. Now, he's made some solo and with the other bands that he's been in, so I've put them all together so we can have a look at the definitive Sammy Hagar live albums. Also, some 2 new good albums that have come out recently. We've got PJ Harvey's new album to do, and a band called Voyager from Australia. Now, if you may have known the name, they represented Australia in the Eurovision Song Contest. So 2 good new albums to look at tomorrow. So if I don't see you tonight live, I will see you tomorrow. Bye for now.